Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I don't look bad, but something's missing? It's not always the wrinkles or the gray hair, more often, it's the colors you're wearing. Some shades feel safe, but they can actually drain your energy, wash out your complexion, and even make an expensive outfit look cheap. And this becomes even more true after 50 or 60, when our skin tone and hair color naturally shift. What looked stunning at 40 may not be doing us any favors now. That's why today, we're going to break down 5 essential color rules to help you avoid these traps and elevate your style. We'll talk about which shades to steer clear of, and more importantly, which colors to wear instead so that you always look polished, vibrant, and elegant. Stick with me, because just a few smart swaps can completely change the way you see yourself in the mirror, and the way others see you too. So let me ask you, are the colors in your closet making you shine, or are they quietly dimming your light? Have you ever wondered why colors that used to look amazing on you now seem to drain your energy? It's not that you've lost your beauty, it's that your body naturally changes as you move past your 50s and 60s. As we age, the asterisk undertone of our skin shifts. Dermatology studies show that after age 55, the outer layer of skin thins by nearly 20%. That makes our complexion look a little more translucent, sometimes even ashy. Have you noticed how a blush pink blouse that once made you glow now makes you look washed out? That's because your skin undertone isn't the same as it used to be. And let's not forget hair. When your hair turns silver or white, the natural contrast around your face drops. Add in clothes that are too dull or too flat, and suddenly your whole look can feel invisible. In fact, a style survey in the US found that **** 73% of women over 60 *** said darker or flat gray tones made them feel older and less vibrant. Does that sound familiar to you? Have you ever tried on a concrete gray sweater and felt like your reflection disappeared? That's why choosing the right colors isn't just about fashion. It's about self-respect. It's about honoring the energy and presence you've worked a lifetime to build. The right shade brightens your skin, lifts your eyes, and makes your smile more confident. The wrong one does the opposite. According to research from the University of Texas, in the first 7 seconds of meeting someone, ***, 55% of their impression comes from visual cues. And what plays the biggest role? The colors you're wearing. So let's talk a little about * color psychology. This is the science of how colors influence our emotions and how people perceive us. Think about it. A rich, saturated black often communicates authority and elegance. A crisp, clean white gives off clarity and sophistication. When you put on a color that complements you, you're not only enhancing your beauty, you're sending a clear message to the world. Have you ever slipped into a teal blouse and suddenly had people saying, "Wow, you look so refreshed today"? That's color psychology in action. I'll give you a personal example. When I was 62, I wore a muddy brown cardigan to my high school reunion. In the mirror, I looked tired. At the event, people greeted me politely, but no one really lit up when they saw me. The next week, I showed up in an ivory silk blouse with a simple pearl necklace, and suddenly the compliments poured in. Same woman, same personality, but a completely different energy. That's the power of color. So let me ask you, when you open your closet, how many pieces make your skin look dull? And how many actually bring out your natural glow? If you're not sure, don't worry. In the next section, I'm going to walk you through *7 specific color traps that can quietly age you or cheapen your look, and of course, what to wear instead so you shine with confidence and elegance. Are you ready to dive in? Let's talk about the 7 color traps that quietly drag us down, and more importantly, what to wear instead to look vibrant and polished. First, muddy brown. That dull shade of brown, almost like dried mud, makes the face look tired and lifeless. I once had a cardigan in that color and thought it was practical, but every time I wore it, I felt drained, and people barely noticed me. After switching to mocha and caramel tones, friends told me I looked much more alive. Do you own a piece like that, one that makes you look dull the moment you put it on? Second, faded black. Black is known as chic and slimming, but when it fades into dusty gray, it only makes us look tired. I remember wearing an old faded black tee to run errands, and in the mirror, I looked years older. The very next day, I wore a ponte knit black blouse with pearls, and the difference was striking. Do you keep any faded black pieces in your closet? Third, tired white. White can brighten our face, but once it turns yellow or dingy, it has the opposite effect, signaling neglect. I once wore an old ivory blouse to dinner, and under the lights, it looked yellow and cheap. Later, I switched to a crisp optic white shirt, and everyone said I looked radiant. Do you have any white pieces that aren't truly white anymore? Fourth, neon brights. Highlighter yellow, electric pink, neon green. These shades might work in our 20s, but on mature skin they emphasize flaws. I once wore a neon green tank top with my granddaughter, but in the photos I looked washed out. When I switched to olive, everyone complimented me on how elegant I looked. Do you have any neon pieces you're holding on to just because they feel fun? Fifth, flat gray. Gray can be sophisticated, but flat, concrete gray makes us fade away. I once tried on a flat gray sweater and felt invisible in the mirror. Then I switched to a textured charcoal knit, and suddenly my silver hair stood out beautifully. Do you own a flat gray piece that makes you look like you're wearing pajamas? Sixth, ashy pastels. Washed out pastels like chalky pink or grayish lavender make us look tired. I had a pale mint cardigan that I thought was soft, but in photos I looked drained. When I switched to seafoam, people told me I looked refreshed. Do pastels make you glow, or do they wash you out? Seventh, overly matched outfits. Matching head to toe, shoes, bag, earrings, and blouse may sound polished, but it often looks stiff and outdated. I once wore an all-pink outfit to a luncheon, and looking back, it felt like a costume. Now I pair a pink blouse with plum trousers, nude shoes, and gold earrings, and it feels much more modern. Do you tend to overmatch your outfits? Looking at all 7 of these color traps, do you notice the pattern? None of them are bad on their own, but when they no longer complement us, they make us disappear. By choosing refined versions of the same colors, you don't need a brand new wardrobe, just smarter swaps that bring O. There are 3 habits that can make even the most expensive outfit look cheap. The first one is wearing childish colors without adjusting them. Do you still have a bubblegum pink sweater in your closet, or maybe a bright purple that looks more like a toy than a wardrobe staple? On a mature woman, those shades don't read as playful anymore. They often look like you're trying too hard. A 2021 survey by the American Fashion Institute found that over 60% of women past 55 felt that crayon bright tones like Barbie pink or sunshine yellow made them feel out of step with their age. I'll be honest, I used to love a Barbie pink cardigan because I thought it made me look younger. But in photos, it just looked awkward. When I switched to deeper shades like rosewood or raspberry, I still looked feminine, but the vibe was elegant instead of childish. So let me ask you, are you holding on to pieces in your closet that feel a little too teenager every time you put them on? The second habit is mixing too many loud colors at once. Have you ever worn red, green, yellow, and purple all in one outfit? I have. At the time I thought I looked bold, but in reality, I looked like a carnival. Fashion is about balance, and our eyes need somewhere to rest. According to Color Marketing Group, piling too many saturated colors together can lower the perceived value of an outfit by as much as 35%. When I started sticking to one strong color and pairing it with 2 supporting neutrals, the difference was night and day. People said my outfits looked more expensive, even though I wasn't spending a dime more. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, this outfit is too much? That's usually the problem, too many bold shades fighting for attention. The third habit is wearing the wrong undertone. Every one of us has a natural undertone, warm, cool, or neutral. If you're warm and wear icy shades, your skin looks flat. If you're cool and wear heavy orange, you can look tired and sallow. The Personal Color Analysis Institute reports that 72% of women over 50 have never been tested for their undertone, which means most of us are guessing when we shop. I'll never forget wearing a burnt orange dress to a fall party. I thought it was perfect for the season. But in the photos, my skin looked dull and my eyes had shadows. When I tried a berry red dress instead, my whole face lit up. Want to try something quick? Look at the veins on your wrist in natural light. If they look greenish, you're likely warm. If they look bluish, you're cool. And if you can't decide, you may be neutral, which gives you more flexibility. So what's the solution? Refine the color choices. Instead of bubblegum pink, try raspberry. Instead of cartoon yellow, go for mustard. And when you're putting an outfit together, follow the 1-2 rule: 1 main color, 2 supporting neutrals. Think of a rich teal blouse with ivory pants and nude shoes. Simple, elegant, balanced. Changing these habits isn't about throwing out your whole closet. It's about making small, intentional shifts that turn your look from cheap to classy in seconds. And once you experience that difference in the mirror, you'll never want to go back. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these habits do you catch yourself doing the most often? Let me share a few real-life stories, because sometimes examples speak louder than theory. Take my friend Linda. She used to wear a muddy brown cardigan all the time because she thought it was neutral and safe. But every time she wore it, her face looked dull, almost like the light had gone out of her eyes. I suggested she try a camel-colored jacket instead. The difference was night and day. At her next family gathering, people kept saying she looked at least 5 years younger. In fact, a study from the University of Leeds found that warm light tones like camel or caramel make people appear more vibrant and approachable by as much as 40%. So let me ask you, do you have a muddy brown piece in your closet that feels safe, but makes you look tired? Try swapping it for camel and see the change for yourself. Here's another example: me. For years, I relied on an old black tee that had faded into a dusty gray. I kept telling myself, black is always elegant. But the truth? That faded cotton made me look older and more worn out than I felt. One evening, I traded it for a sleek satin black dress and added a short pearl necklace. When I walked into the room, the reaction was instant. Friends told me I looked polished, almost like I was headed to a gala. It wasn't a new hairstyle or makeup, it was simply rich black fabric reflecting light back to my face. Do you have a faded black piece you're holding onto out of habit? Maybe it's time to let it go. And then there's Mary, who's 59. She loved neon colors: lime green, highlighter yellow, hot pink. She thought they made her look fun and youthful. But in photos, her skin looked washed out and her fine lines were more noticeable. I asked her to try an olive blouse and later a rose-colored dress. The compliments poured in. People said she looked fresh, glowing, and elegant. A 2020 survey from the American Institute of Fashion found that 67% of women over 55 reported feeling more confident in shades like olive, emerald, or berry than in neon brights. So, do you have a neon piece that feels playful, but doesn't really flatter you anymore? These stories have one clear lesson: color can lift you up or pull you down in just seconds. No surgery, no drastic changes, just the right shade against your skin can transform how people see you, and how you see yourself. Here's a simple experiment you can try. Pick 3 items from your closet: 1 you suspect is draining, 1 neutral, and 1 brighter version. Put them on one by one, take a selfie in natural light, and compare. Which one makes your eyes brighter, your smile more natural? That's the silent power of color. It's not just clothing, it's a language that shapes first impressions and reflects your confidence. And next, I'll show you a few simple tools you can use to make those colors work for you every single day. There are a few simple tools you can use right away, and you don't need to be a fashion expert to see the difference. The first one is what I call the 5-minute mirror test. I like to do this in the morning, standing by a window with natural light. Pull your hair back, skip the makeup, and drape different scarves or tops right under your chin. Try optic white, then ivory, then camel, then a flat gray. Each time you switch, notice what happens to your face. Do your eyes look brighter? Do your teeth look whiter? Do the shadows under your eyes soften? When I tested blush pink and seafoam against a dusty pastel, my whole family agreed my face looked instantly fresher. Why not try it tonight? It takes only 5 minutes, but it can completely change the way you see your wardrobe. Next is a simple shopping checklist. Experts at Pantone have pointed out that mature women look their best when they anchor their outfits with saturated neutrals. Then add 1 or 2 energy colors for personality. For me, ivory and charcoal are my go-to neutrals. When I mix in berry or emerald, I feel modern and polished without being over the top. And don't underestimate reflective accessories. A pair of silver earrings, a pearl necklace, or a silk scarf in a light shade brings light back to your face. Have you noticed how the same outfit can look dull until you add that one bright accessory near your face? Now let's build a capsule wardrobe, just 12 pieces that can take you from the grocery store to an evening out. Here's my formula: 2 blouses in white and ivory, 1 blush satin blouse, 1 charcoal turtleneck, 1 navy blazer, 1 camel trench coat, 2 pairs of pants, charcoal and greige, 1 black crepe midi skirt, 1 mocha cardigan, and 2 light reflecting accessories like pearls and a seafoam silk scarf. With just these 12 items, you can create more than 30 different outfits. According to the Capsule Wardrobe Society, 70% of women over 55 reported that they actually got more compliments when they wore fewer, better curated pieces. Does that surprise you, that a smaller closet can make you look more stylish? And here's the simplest tool of all. Every time you stand in front of the mirror, ask yourself, does this color make me look brighter? If the answer is yes, wear it. If the answer is no, no matter how expensive the piece was, it doesn't deserve to make you feel invisible. I once held on to a designer cardigan in muddy brown for years. But every time I wore it, I looked washed out. The day I let it go, I felt lighter, freer, and honestly, more confident. These tools are easy, but that's the beauty of them. You can start using them today. And the moment you do, you'll notice the difference, not just in the mirror, but in the way people look at you. So which will you try first, the 5-minute mirror test, or building your own shopping checklist? Now you've got a set of simple but powerful tools you can start using right away. Just 5 minutes in front of the mirror can show you which colors make your face light up. With a smart shopping checklist, you can stick to saturated neutrals, add 1 or 2 energy colors, and finish with light reflecting accessories. A 12-piece capsule wardrobe is more than enough to take you from running errands to an evening event. And most importantly, every time you stand in front of the mirror, ask yourself, does this color make me look brighter? But remember, this is only one important part of the journey. If you're truly serious about looking confident, youthful, and beautiful, then the next video, Stop Aging Faster. 6 blouse mistakes to avoid, smart choices for healthy aging, is the piece you cannot afford to miss. It's the next step that will help you complete the bigger picture of a modern, elegant style that shines at any age. So, are you ready to take the next step?